So in this video, we're going to be looking at a man called Gehazi that was the servant of the popular Prophet Elisha in the scriptures. Having a close look at characters that or people that we meet in scriptures can be a very good and valuable way to actually study the scriptures. We can look at those people, what information were given about them, how they behave, how they related with people, maybe their disposition to God as well. And we can use their examples as a mirror with regards to how we will be reflected or how the word is reflecting us in the scriptures. Also, we can learn about the things that they failed at, their successes, and just use all of those things to learn more about the way God related with them and how He will relate with us if we've put ourselves in that situation. This is why I would like to carry on doing Bible character study as a series. So welcome back to my channel, and if you're visiting for the first time, you're welcome too. The aim of this channel is to encourage you to develop your relationship with God through the study of His Word. So in 2 Kings chapter 5, we see, I'm going to be using this portion of the scripture from there to bring out what I learned and what I like to share with us about the man Gehazi. So in 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 21, it reads, "So Gehazi followed Naaman, and then Naaman saw him running after him. And when Naaman saw him running after him, he lighted down from the chariot to meet him and said, 'It's all well.'" So the background to this story is that Naaman was the general, the Syrian general that came to Elisha to be healed of his leprosy. So of course he was healed of his leprosy. And while he was coming from Syria to meet the man of God, he brought some presents, a lot of presents to give unto the man of God. But Elisha did not take any of the present, and so just asked the man to go away. And the man at this point was going away, had left Prophet Elisha and was traveling back to his country. So this is where we are in the story. So the servant of Elisha, Gehazi, that we're talking about in this video was, he would have witnessed everything that happened. And when Naaman left the presence of Elisha, then this is when this happened. Gehazi followed Naaman, and his intention we would see revealed as we carry on reading. Okay, so in verse 22 it says, "And he said, 'All is well. My master has sent me, saying, Behold, even now there come to me from Mount Ephraim 2 young men of the sons of prophets, saying, Give them, I pray thee, a talent of silver and 2 changes of garments.'" So, of course, Gehazi knew all of the things that the man Naaman brought to give to Elisha, but he also knew that Elisha did not collect any of them. So he knew that Naaman was going back with them, and he came up with this story to come to the man of God, to the man Naaman, so that he can collect some of the things that he was taking, that Naaman was taking back to his country. Of course, that was a lie, because Elisha did not send him. And one would have thought that somebody like that, Gehazi, that has seen Elisha perform so many miracles, wondrous things that the Lord had wrought through him, would be afraid to make this kind of claim or to tell this kind of lie. But he didn't. So this suggests to us that, irrespective of miraculous things that happens around us, we as individuals must be in a situation where we actually open our heart to God. Because I would never have thought that somebody that's been exposed to this much working of the power of God would be telling this kind of lie, knowing fully well that it is possible that the man of God would have revealed what he was doing. But God had revealed so many things to Elisha that Gehazi was privy to. And so how could he have gone on to make this kind of statement, knowing fully well that it is very possible that Elisha would know what he was up to? But because of his state of mind and his desperation, he did not see beyond that. So his heart was not reformed, despite the exposure to the power of God. And this is a possibility. And maybe you and I can think about our lives and our activities. Are we involved? It's maybe not something as grievous as this, but we may be involved in things that when we look closely, we think that that's probably not what we should be getting involved with, knowing fully well that we are children of God. So in verse 23, Naaman said, "Be content, take 2 talents," and he urged him and bound 2 talents of silver in 2 bags and 2 changes of garments, and laid them upon two of his servants, and bear them to go, to go with it. Then in verse 24, we see that it says, and when he came to the tower, he took them, that is Gehazi took them from their hands and bestowed them in the house, and he let the men go, and they departed. So the quantity of things he took from Naaman must have been great, because it was the servants that now helped him to bring them to possibly their house, and he let the servants be afterwards and let them go. So possibly because he knew that what he was doing was not right. That's why he did not allow the servant to come to the man of God. After all, to come to Elisha's presence. After all, his claim to Naaman is that it's the man of God that sent him. So if that was true, why would he not have allowed those men to go to see Elisha and deliver the goods? But we can see here that he is cunning as well. So in verse 26, there after Gehazi now went, and he went to see his master. He went in and stood before his master, and Elisha said unto him, Where cometh thou, Gehazi? And he said, Thy servant went nowhere. So again, telling a lie. He told a lie because he could not disclose what he's been doing. So we see clearly here. Now, of course, we knew from the beginning that it was not his master that sent him, but this just confirmed that he indeed was acting by himself and not with his master's knowledge. And now in verse 26, Elisha said unto him, Went not my heart with thee? See, this is what I was saying, that God revealed what Gehazi was doing unto Elisha. And when the man turned again from his chariot to meet thee, is it time to receive money? Actually, before I talked about that, so here the man of God Elisha was telling him straight to Gehazi's face, I knew where you were. You went to collect money, because the Lord revealed it to him. So I was just wondering, the greed, the thought in the heart of Gehazi beclouded his judgment, so that he didn't know that that's not what he should do. Because if he remembers the power of God through which Elisha has been operating, he would have known that whatever ill manner that he puts on, or whatever wrong activity that he engages himself in, he would be found out. So he didn't think that through. And look at what Elisha said to him. Elisha said, Is it time to receive money and to receive garment, and olive yard, and vineyard, and sheep, and oxen, and men servant, and just express everything. Now, what I understand about that statement that Elisha was saying is that at this point in time in the nation of Israel, they were under they were being suppressed by the Syrians, and so it was not a good time in Israel. And Elisha was trying to say to him that this is a time that we should look up to God. We should not be materialistic. We should not be thinking about what we would eat and all of those things, because the state of the people of Israel at that time was very, very delicate. The chances, as we later found out, is that they were at the brink of being carried away captive. And so the people were under a lot of siege from foreign countries. For instance, the maid servant that introduced Naaman to Elisha, was already taken captive to Syria. So the remnants of the people should know that this is a real threat that could happen to all of them left. And this is a time that they should seek God, not materialistic things. And this is what Elisha was saying to him, that he is not acting as somebody that understood or know that the priority of the nation then was to seek God, but he was seeking more of material things. And so this man, Gehazi, despite his exposure to the power of God, could still be reasoning like this. And this just tells me the importance of us having our hearts fixed on God, our gaze fixed on God, more than any other thing. Because if somebody that was this exposed to the power of God could still be behaving like this, then how would he have behaved if he did not experience the power of God through Elisha? And I think this is a food for thought. And so when the Bible says that these things are written for our example, this is a good example to use to examine ourselves. What indeed are our priorities? What are the things that matters most to us in this present day and age that we're living? Even in these times that we're living, what is most important to you? And what is God saying? Are we walking in the will of God? Are we walking in the light that God would expect us to be walking? So I hope that this has been of benefit to you. And this is the way I think looking at characters in the scriptures can help us to study and to understand God better. Because now, remember how fierce the ministry of Elisha was. So let's see what happened next in verse 17. The leprosy. So this is Elisha speaking. The leprosy, therefore, of Naaman shall cleave unto thee and unto thy seed forever. And he went out from his presence a leopard as white as snow. What a price to pay for something so transient. And this is the price that Gehazi had to pay, had to be rewarded with a cost for himself and his generation to come. I hope this has been of benefit to you. Please subscribe to the channel and turn on your notification button so you can receive an alert when a new video is being made. Until next time, I say unto you, search your scriptures for those nuggets, and God bless.